Sean Schaefer is doing a great job as a coach of the Long Beach Bulldogs. And the Long Beach Bulldogs, all three divisions, the A, the 9-year-olds, the 10-year-olds, and the 12-year-olds all made the playoffs. And this Sunday at Mitchell Field, the 10-year-olds will be playing in the A Division Championship against Mineola at 12 o'clock at Mitchell Field. The 9-year-olds will be playing for the B Championship. They'll be taking on Uniondale. And the 12-year-olds made the playoffs, but they lost in an early round. And the 10-year-olds, in the A playoffs, they beat Garden City twice on their way to the finals against Mineola. And that was Garden City's first loss in 3 years. So Sean Schaefer, great job, and great job with the Long Beach Bulldogs. And let's see if the Bulldogs can take home 2 championships, the 9 and 10-year-olds at Mitchell Field this Sunday. So go down there Sunday morning at Mitchell Field and root on the Bulldogs, win the A and B championships. And our very own, the one and only, best videographer in Long Island, my main man, Walter Searcy, will be videotaping the Bulldogs as they bring home the championship, because if they beat Garden City, they certainly can beat Mineola this Sunday. And another big announcement for you people who love theater, the Long Beach High School theater department has a big show Friday and Saturday night. So go 7:30 at Long Beach High School. It's going to be a great production, and one of the stars of the production, Russell Getz, is going to be singing on our show next week from the 5-Star Salon. So go support the Bulldogs this weekend at Mitchell Field and Long Beach High School for the theater production. But now, I am thrilled to bring in the Executive Director of Long Island Cares, Paul Pachter. And Paul, first of all, thank you so much for coming. Welcome to the show. And for all the people here in Long Beach and throughout Long Island, let's talk about the history of Long Island Cares, how it was started, and exactly what Long Island Cares is all about.
Well, excellent. Howie, first of all, thank you for having me here tonight with you. It's a pleasure. As you said, to begin with, Harry Chapin founded Long Island Cares in 1980. Before Harry founded Long Island Cares in the late 70s, he also founded World Hunger Year. In addition to his celebrity status as a singer, songwriter, and performer, as you know, Harry was a social activist, and his issue for his entire career was the issue of hunger, and ending world hunger and calling attention to the issue of hunger on a national basis. And so in the late 70s, Harry met with then President Jimmy Carter and established, through President Carter and Congress, as an act of Congress, the first Presidential Commission on Hunger, which looked at the issue of world hunger, third world countries, and also looked at hunger in America. In 1980, after he had a couple of years out there with World Hunger Year, Harry turned his attention on his own hometown. Harry lived in Huntington Bay and was very active in the community. Most people will tell you about Harry Chapin. One of the things about Harry that was, so endearing was that he was so accessible. If you saw him in the Huntington Diner, or you saw him at the Performing Arts Playhouse, or you saw him in the local park, he'd always spend time and talk to you. And usually the conversation would turn to the issue of hunger. In 1980, Harry, working with his wife Sandy and a bunch of community activists, realized that at that time there was about 50,000 people on Long Island who were impacted by hunger. And he felt that he would like to establish a food bank. He was inspired by the work of America's Second Harvest, which is a national organization. Today it's known as Feeding America. And he approached both Nassau and Suffolk County at the time to talk about the possibility of giving him some property to establish a food bank. At that time, he also met with legislators in New York State, and the state actually granted him property on the grounds of Pilgrim Psychiatric Center. Actually, it was 3 buildings. And with a $25,000 grant from New York State, matched by Nassau and Suffolk County for a total of $75,000, Harry established Long Island Cares as the first food bank on Long Island and the third food bank in New York State. Island Cares has been around now. This is our 31st year. And our focus is on providing non-perishable, nutritious food to more than 600 community agencies. And we just spoke about the wonderful agency in Long Beach that happens to be one of the member agencies of Long Island Cares. And currently, we provide about 6.2 million pounds of food to the network. It's delivered every week on a series of runs that our trucks do to the various pantries, soup kitchens, emergency feeding programs, and it's delivered door to door. The unique part about Long Island Cares as a food bank is that all of the food that's distributed to the network is distributed based upon an order system. So in other words, the agencies log on to our website, check out the menu in terms of the food that's available, place their order. The order goes into our warehouse, it's picked, it's packed, it's wrapped, and it's put onto the truck and it's delivered. And all together, the organizations that we support collectively in partnership with Long Island Cares provide food for more than 320,000 people on Long Island, including 118,000 children. The issue of food and hunger on Long Island is very significant. As I just said, based upon the last study that was done by Feeding America and then followed up by the USDA, there are 320,000 people on Long Island that are impacted by hunger or food insecurity. These are people who, through no fault of their own, need food. They need some of it or they need all of it. So you're really looking at people who are living at or below the poverty level. You're looking at people who are unemployed. You're looking at a growing number of senior citizens who are making difficult decisions about putting food on their table or buying their medications. You're looking at returning veterans. You're looking at homeless people. You're looking at hundreds of thousands of people that don't know where their next meal is coming from. And Long Island Cares and the network of member agencies fill that gap. But one thing that's very important for your listeners to know is that Long Island Cares may be Long Island's first food bank, but we're much more than just food. We have several programs that I'm sure we'll get into in the next hour. In addition to the Harry Chapin Food Bank and the provision of food, we provide school supplies to disadvantaged children through our school tools program. We provide personal care products, toothpaste, brushes, deodorant. We provide home supplies, household supplies. We go into cleaning supplies and paper towels and toilet tissue and all that other good stuff that people need. We also established 2 years ago the very first pet pantry in the Northeast, and we've provided more than 200,000 pounds of dog and cat food to our network of pantries to help families who are struggling with feeding themselves that happen to have dogs or cats. So we provide food for your family pet in an effort to avoid placing animals in shelters just because you can't afford to feed them. We also operate 5 of our own pantries, 2 stationary ones, the First Stop Pantry in Hopon and the First Stop Pantry West in Freeport. We operate a mobile pantry, which we can talk about a little later on, and also 2 mobile outreach units, one for the general public and the other one for the homeless. And we're very proud that this year, Feeding America recognized our mobile outreach units by providing us with the 2011 Hunger's Hope Award for agency capacity building. So this is the organization that Harry founded. As you said earlier on, Harry was tremendously passionate about this issue of hunger. He was actually incensed that at that time there were more than 50,000 people on Long Island. He often said on stage, and certainly when he had the opportunity to meet with members of Congress, that hunger and poverty was an insult to America. Well, here we are 30 years later with 320,000 people in one of the most affluent communities in the country, and 320,000 people, including 118,000 kids, going without food or being food insecure. And that was really what Harry was all about, solving this issue, helping people become more self-sufficient, trying to end the cycle of poverty so that people could basically feed themselves. And we've carried on that mission now for 31 years.
Paul, that's awesome, and the fact that you reach out and help so many people, because it just hit me today, and I'm listening to WFAN, and Giant fans and Jet fans are all upset that the team lost, and they act like it's the worst thing in the world. Well, you know what? How about all these people that are worrying about their next meal and dealing with going 2 days without a meal? That's what people should be concerned about, not whether the Giants or Jets just lost a football game and acting like they're so depressed because the Giants or Jets both lost this weekend. Let's talk specifically here in Long Beach, Gloria. What I love about doing this show is that around the holiday season, you know, there's a coat drive where Laurel Cleaners, people can bring in a coat and Laurel Cleaners will clean the coat and give it to the needy. There's a Toys for Tots drive, and you're also involved in the outreach program here in Long Beach. So we're going to welcome in Gloria Fabrizio, and she's going to talk about the Thanksgiving food drive, the outreach program right here in Long Beach.
Hi, my name is Gloria Fabrizio. I'm a volunteer at St. Mary of the Isle Parish Outreach Program. I mainly assist Wanda Callis, who is the outreach director, and she happens to direct both St. Mary's and St. Ignatius Martyr Church. St. Mary's Outreach Program services 550 families per month, providing food, clothing, furniture, all kinds of services, plus diapers, vitamins, formula. And St. Mary's is open 4 days a week, St. Ignatius 1 day a week. St. Ignatius services 140 families in the same manner, providing the same services. We're at the end of our Thanksgiving food drive, whereby we furnished our families with food baskets and turkeys. The food was obtained through donations by parishioners and by a huge food drive held by the Lions Club for the past 2 weekends at local supermarkets. Half of the food baskets were given out today at St. Mary's, and on Thursday the rest will be distributed. St. Ignatius is giving out their food baskets tomorrow, along with turkeys. We'd like to thank everyone in the community who was so generous with their donations to our food drive. The next project is our Tri-Parish Toy Drive. We have applied to the Marines Toys for Tots, but have not heard anything from them as yet, as far as giving us a supply of toys to give out to the children of our needy. Citibank and Evergreen Bank have been good enough to set up boxes in the banks for toy donations by their customers. I've enlisted the help from Lancers Insurance in Long Beach, who were very generous last year in providing lots of toys for our kids, for our needy. The needy being the children of the over 600 families that receive help from our parishes. The Long Beach Fire Department has also agreed to help us out with the toy drive, and we are counting on their generosity to make it a really huge success. About 10 days before Christmas, the toys will be distributed. The parents of the children will come in and thereby shop for the toys they need for their children. We are reaching out to the community to help us by donating toys for this worthy cause. Toys can be dropped off at Our Lady of the Miraculous Medal in Point Lookout, St. Mary's at 315 East Walnut Street in Long Beach, or St. Ignatius Martyr at 720 West Broadway in Long Beach. Pickup can also be arranged by contacting me on my cell phone at 375-5482. I will be available at any time to come and pick up any toys that people are unable to deliver themselves. We thank you for your time, and we hope that you can help us in any way you can.
Gloria, that's great, and we're going to take a break, but Paul has been nice enough and Gloria to stay for the whole hour, and after the break, I want to ask Paul, if people are listening to this and they're inspired, after the break, I want to find out how people can get involved with Long Island Cares. So I want to get involved. I want to hope that this show inspires at least one person to get involved, because it's such an important issue. And the name of the organization says it all. Long Island Cares. All right, we're going to take a break. Coming up in this break, All Creatures One, Sugo Restaurant, Jewelry by Steven, and the Casno Real Estate Group. We appreciate the great loyalty here in Long Beach. The show tonight, Long Island Cares, feeding the homeless, the hungry. The whole hour is devoted to it. And a lot more important, pertinent information is coming up. So don't you dare change that channel. I am Halftime Howie. This is Broadcasting on the Beach with Halftime Howie, coming from the prestigious law offices of Pecknick, and Peckner in the wild West End of Long Beach, on Long Island's first and oldest radio station, 1240 AM WG.